Alright, so we have our second test here. We need to substitute this -2 in for the x's and then simplify. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So I need to do what's inside the parentheses first, then the exponents, then multiplication and division from left to right, and then add and subtract. So there's nothing to do inside the parentheses, so I go right to exponent, so that's why I have a 4 written here, because -2 times -2 is 4. Then I went to multiplication. I multiplied these guys together. Negative times negative is positive. That's the most common mistake, was right there. Then just add them together. Over here, I'm inside the parentheses. So now I need to square this guy. So that's 4 plus 4, which is 8. And then I subtracted a 10. That gave me a -2. Minus a negative means adding. So that's how I got a 37. Most people miss this because they don't count up correctly. They don't take their time and slowly go around, make sure they labeled it correctly. You'll miss one and then it messes everything up. You gotta pay attention, check it out. If this is a y squared, that has to be a y times y. We take away that little 1, so that's why it's y minus 1. Y minus the x. And then for primitive, you just add them up all the way around. You count all your y's, boom, count all your x's, and all the 1s, subtract out that 1, and that's how you get it. There's 2 y squareds. That's why I have a 2y squared on the area. That's the area of this is y squared, x squared, x squared, x squared. That's why there's 3 of them. There's just 1 xy's and 1 1. Most people did very well on this one. I was pretty pleased. The second side is 3 times as big as the first. So you just take the first one, multiply it by 3, and that's how you get the second side. The third side is 2 inches smaller than the second. If you missed it, you probably subtracted 2 from this guy instead of the second side. It was the second side. And then the next mistake I saw was people just looking at what the third side was. Instead of the perimeter is all of them added together. So you just add all 3 of them together, and that's how you get your 103. The most successful problem on the test was this one, just combining like terms. You combine all the ones that look alike. You just -2 minus 5 plus 5 leaves you with a -2x squared, -x, -8x, -5x, 9. Add them all together and you get -4. -15, -4, 5. That's how you got the -14. Flipping it over. The most missed problem, area of a triangle is equal to the 1/2 the base times the height. There's your base. There's your height. 6 times 8 divided by 2 is 24. Actually had more people get this one right, which is harder than that one. Height, base, gives you the area of this rectangle. So it's just 46 times 12, and that's 552. This distance right here is just the 46 minus the 38. Gives us 8. This one's 6. So 6 times 8 divided by 2 is 24, just like that problem. Add them together, and that's your total area. Solving equations. Most people did very well on this one. The mistakes I saw was adding these incorrectly. It's -16 minus a -5, so it's a -21. That's where most of the mistakes came from. Here, most of the mistakes came from because you didn't distribute the negative. That's exactly what I said was going to happen on the test. I said I was putting this on here. You should have a -6 right there. Combine the like terms, boom. Combine the like terms, and then subtract the 2x. Subtract 24 to get this x by itself. Divide by 2, boom. And most people did very well on this one. 22 out of 35 think that Mr. Lumberg's weird. So that's weird over the total amount, weird over total amount. And then you can cross multiply or just multiply by 1711 on each side. So make sure you corrected your test in another color ink. Write yourself some notes on what you did right and what you did wrong so that you don't make the same mistakes this week, this Friday.